Good morning. Today is planting day. Good morning. Today is garden day. Doing all the planting, all of the things. Gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be like 70 degrees or something. I don't know. Super warm all day. A little bit of rain tomorrow, so it'll be perfect. Get everything planted today. It'll have a nice rain tomorrow. We got this. This is my, good morning. The sun's in my eyes, sorry. This is my summer morning day off routine. I have this amazing view of my beautiful tree. I don't know if you can see the garden out there or not, but that's where I'm headed today. To the garden. I've had my breakfast, played with River. I'm finishing my coffee. Good morning to you. And then I'm heading to the garden for the day. Here, let me switch this. This might be better. Here we go. Now I'm not squinting. Garden day. I'll take you with me. I'll take you along with me today. Let you watch me garden a little bit. It's nothing exciting from behind the screen, but in the garden it's glorious. So I'll give you a few seconds here of peace. You can listen to the birds. You might have to hear the dog. The neighbor's dog is out. But you could hear the birds. River, come. Here they are in all their glory. They've all been babied and cared for and hardened off, and they are ready for some dirt and life in the garden. They're 12-foot beds, and I usually put 10 in. Sometimes I put 11 depending on how many tomato plants I have. I have 4 12-foot beds. So that's like 40 tomato plants, and then I kind of put some, whatever extra ones I have in case some of these fail. I put them in pots around the garden, and then if some of these don't make it or they fail, I can just kind of pop some more in there. If not, I have some in containers, no big deal. So there they are in all their glory. And then this will take me all day because I have 4 of these beds all around the garden. I have all around the outside of the big garden are 12-foot beds, and they'll be full. So it'll take me most of the day, and for you, a couple of seconds. There they are, all done and planted. I think there's 11 in there with some basil mixed in. And I'll pick up some marigolds soon and get those in there too. All right, 4 more to go. 4 more beds to go. Yay. I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial about how I plant tomatoes. There's secrets from a couple different people. I always plant a basil. Like this is a 12-foot bed, so probably 4 of them in this garden. I switch between basil and marigolds all the way down. I don't have marigolds right now. I have to stop, go pick a a flat of them up, but I don't have any. So I'll plant those later. So I left room over there for a marigold. So what I do, first of all, if you have a good looking plant like, oh, that one, leaves yellow, so I'm going to take that one off. You're going to want to plant it all the way up to here. Bury the whole thing all the way up to here. And then, this is new this year. This is a suggestion from Jess over at Roots and Refuge Farm. A 1/4 cup, or you know, a little handful in the bottom, along with eggshells. These are my eggshells from the entire year. After I crack an egg, I put them in the refrigerator, and then when the bag gets full, I throw them in the blender. And I put about a handful in the bottom. I learned this little trick from my Auntie Barb. So those go down at the bottom. Take it out of its little home. Look at those roots. That is a happy plant right there. And I bury it all the way up to that bottom branch. Put some dirt over it. Tuck it in nice and comfy. And then I'll come back later with some fresh straw and give it a little blanket. And that's it. And I try to put it, I guess I could have put it back, but then as it gets bigger, I will start tying it up here. So, because I put a basil there, I would put a marigold here as soon as I get them, plant one there, and then I'll start the next one. So they're about a foot, maybe 1.5 feet away. And just like that, and I try to, the other thing is, I hope you can see this. Hope you can see it. This is called a sucker. It's growing between the two branches. You're going to want to pull that off. Just use your nail, pop it off. And you're going to want to come out here several times a week and catch those because they grow really fast. And just pop them off. And then that will give you more growth and more tomatoes. Instead of a bigger bush, you get more tomatoes. It's a win-win, really. So as this starts to grow, I will start taking these bottom branches off also. These little bottom branches so that they don't touch, but I'm going to give it a little more time to grow. So by the time this is done, from here to here, we'll have no branches. We'll have no bottom branches. The actual branches will start about here and go up. That'll give this plenty of airflow. And then I can also plant something else in here. Right now I have onions. I probably won't plant anything else in here because I have onions in this one. But the next garden bed I will be planting beans in front of the tomatoes and utilize as much space as I can. Okay, quick garden tour. Okay, maybe not quick, but I'm gonna try. Here's everything that got planted, the empty ones. So quick garden tour here. This is the big garden. I planted all the tomatoes along the fence. Onions are planted in front. A little garlic behind there. And basil in between. That is a squash. That is a rondinese. Those are really good. I like those. Or 8-ball squash, I think sometimes they're called. And those right there, those are radishes that are going to seed. Never collected seeds from them, so I'm going to give it a try. Right here, I planted, another rondinese by seed. So the other one I started by plant, that one I started by seed. So then all these are tomatoes again. Filled that bed. And then I will plant beans right through there in front of the tomatoes. Probably dragon tongue, those are my favorite. In front of, so the candle paddle trellises all have something growing. That is a yellow scallop squash. Love those. A calendula right in the center there, it'll be big and pretty. Minnesota midget. They're little cantaloupes. They're supposed to be the size of your hand. They're not doing so well. That one there is the only one that is really looking healthy. The rest of them never looked healthy. So I planted some by seed. We'll see what happens. Maybe they don't like being transplanted. Okay, so there's a radish. Onions. There's some more calendula that came up from last year. Garlic, all the garlic. This bed, lettuce. Lots of lettuce, spinach, beets on the end there. This side has a bunch of radishes. Over there is another round of spinach and parsnips, which I don't know. I planted them for my mom. I don't know. I know nothing about them. That is going to be sweet dumpling squash as soon as the seeds get mailed to me. This is a pepper bed. Got it planted today. One lonely little cabbage right there underneath that wire basket. Another pepper bed with some sunflowers I planted in it. That one is a lemon squash. These are Be It Alpha plants. Nope, not plants, Be It Alpha seed. I planted these by seed. Thank you, Stivers Homestead. I have high hopes for those. Let's go around the back side, shall we? Okay. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what those beets are, but there they are. Purple plum radishes. And then I have some broccoli, calabrese broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. And then on the end of this one is a Rapicante zucchini. And if you never had a Rapicante zucchini, look it up. I got them for Baker Creek. They're huge and they're super yummy. And they make the best zucchini strips for lasagna. For zucchini lasagna. Easy, they're wonderful and they're hearty. This side is, albeit alpha cukes that I planted from plant. I see a little flower. I'm hoping the bees can get in there. Right now the chipmunks can't. And they ate, last year they ate everything. I had to replant twice. I have an empty spot. I'll put something in there. That one is a baby butternut. And on that side is another Rapicante. Probably not a good choice to put together, but it's all the space I had. Collective Farm Woman and Kajari melons I put in here, along with some sunflowers back there. There's the pepper bed again. This side is acorn squash that I put on the trellis. One is by plant, all the rest I started by seed. And then that one, I believe that those are Brussels sprouts. Onions. This is another tomato bed. Calendula came out from last year. Some random carrots. I don't know. They just came up, so I'm leaving them. And so all along this side is more tomatoes and onions. And then in front of those tomatoes, at the end there, I'll plant something. I don't know. I'll plant something in there in front of them that likes shade. I'm not really sure. Radishes, cucamelons. I started them by plant this year. I have high hopes. I love cucamelons. And then these two little guys here. These are frog eggplants. Love those. And this is the rhubarb bed that looks like it got frostbit. Yeah. And then the entire rest of it, there is nasturtium. I planted a nasturtium right there. But the rest of this is all eggplant. Except for that ground cherry right there. There it is. Aunt Molly's ground cherry. And if I'm not mistaken, it already has little flowers on it. My aunt started that for me because none of mine germinated. Or they germinate and then they die. So she gave me one of hers. Okay, the small garden. There is, I have absolutely no idea because I didn't mark them and the picture that I took got deleted. So I know that that is kohlrabi. And I know I planted what looks like lettuce, but I think they came up from last year. And tatsui, which is, oh look, there's one right there. I didn't see him earlier. I like tatsui, it's really good, but it looks like that's the only one that came up. I'll have to try to replant those. And then peas on the end. I believe these are the, oh, what are these? I think these are the sugar snap peas. These are the purple tendril peas, which somebody got to and ate. So I replanted. And I put up these fences now. And here is kale that's going to seed. Again, gonna attempt that. Underneath that little black thing right there is a Swiss chard, and that is a ragged kale underneath there. I probably could take that off now. He's coming up. And this bed is all seed. More kohlrabi. Lots of kohlrabi. I love kohlrabi. Yeah, that's all kohlrabi, and I think it's some more spinach. I see some little ones. Hi, little ones. How are you? Welcome to the farm. Welcome to the garden, if you want to call it that. That's a weed. I gotta pull that out. Okay, this side is more peas, which I have to protect because the chipmunks love them, and they eat them every year. 2 things of Swiss chard, which I started from seed. That bed has nothing but onions yet. I will plant the purple nudibines in there, maybe today. More purple nudibines probably. And this is broccoli, cauliflower, and I think that one over there on the end there is a kohlrabi that I started from plant inside. Covered them up. Whatever was eating them isn't eating them anymore because I covered them up. Alright. Alright, so in this new tilled bed, I'm trying this new cover. I'll give it a try this year. Kind of hoping it works. I have high hopes for this too. So there's 2 potato towers in those blue buckets, and I have some more buckets coming. Those are going to be potato slips, sweet potato slips, as soon as they show up. So I planted, let's see, I'm not going to go down each one, but there's black beauty squash, caserta, there's a yellow zucchini, yellow squash, crookneck squash. These 3 are okra, and I had started some from seed, so I planted those in. The rest are planted by seed. And then we'll go over here to the squash garden and the watermelon bed. So, again, chipmunks like to dig up my seeds. So, dollar store to the rescue. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Kabocha? Well, it's not kombucha, but kabocha squash. And I started one inside. It's doing well. Then there's Hubbard squash, spaghetti squash, acorn squash, and a butternut. And 2 empty spots. I'll have to figure out what to put in there. This is the watermelon bed. I have 5. I started by seed. And all the rest of these I started inside because I only had like 6 seeds left, and I've never been able to grow watermelon. Not one. I've never gotten one single watermelon all these years. This is a mountain yellow. So I started inside. We'll see what happens. I really hope so. I love yellow watermelon. My kid loves yellow watermelon. You ready to say goodbye, River Dog? Got to spend all day in the garden, outside. It makes you happy. Well, happy aren't you, girl? Are you a happy pup? Are you a happy girl? Alright, say goodbye. You ready? Go!